All right, well, I wanted to come on here and talk about this piece a little bit with you guys. Everybody's been kind of asking about the process that I use to put this together and what the story is behind it. I get lots of different big custom orders from people, and every once in a while somebody comes to me with a crazy idea and they're like, hey, can you make this? Or hey, I want something done in this theme. And I try to take on just about any orders that I think are going to be really fun to make or that I think I could accomplish and make something cool out of. And the God of War axe was definitely one of those. I've got a client that's been very trustworthy for the past few years with custom design. And yeah, they pretty much throw an idea at me and say how much and how long, and we go for it. So this was a really, really exciting piece to get to put together for them. I'm super excited about it. And yeah, I'll walk you guys through the assembly process and the colors I use, the techniques on everything, and just kind of explain what we got going on here. So the Puffco base is obviously kind of a small foot on the bottom, and the piece is fairly large. So I had a friend of mine 3D print this little insert that goes on the bottom of the Puffco. Gives a little bit wider stance and a little bit bigger foot so that it doesn't tip over when it's on the table being used or moved around or whatever. But if we pull it off of the Puffco here, so the axe base itself is all made out of ghost on the bottom. It's got a nice little foot that I made that fits into the Puffco, and then off of that I built all these crystals. The way the air passage goes is in from the very bottom for the Puffco, and then there's a chamber under here that leads up into this crystal that's hollow. It travels across the tube, over the axe, and then down into another crystal where there's a perk down in the bottom. And then these two crystals are actually one vessel in there, and the air will come out of the top of this one and back up into the axe and out of the top of the handle. It took me a little while to figure all that out and figure out the layout that I wanted, and I made a lot of prototypes of the axe blade and its size and how I kind of wanted to proportion the whole thing. And then once I had a proportional prototype made, basically, I was able to compare that to the Puffco base and figure out what angle I wanted to use and exactly how I wanted to lay this all out. I've got some photographs and stuff that I'll try to edit in that I've done with sketches and kind of the pre-planning for this piece. A lot of this comes together with planning and sketches and being able to measure stuff and figure out what kind of proportions you can really represent without being, directly the same as the original image. Like if you look at the original axe from God of War, the handle is really long and has just a slight curve to it, but I had to shorten that up and give it a pretty dramatic curve to get it to fit into the platform that's going to sit on top of a Puffco, allow you to smoke out of it, and allow you to still get all the little details and components in there. Yeah, moving on to the axe itself, the blade's made out of Electrum, which is a new color that just came out from Molten Aura this last year. It's all swirled up and got a lot of really cool striations and patterns in it and stuff. I think it worked out really well for the color of the blade. I did a frit application for the handle, and that's some grizzly and some silver strike that I used to give it kind of a wood grainy look. And then all of the gold that's applied is what's called a gold luster. Gold luster is a bake-on enamel that they use for ceramics primarily. But it seems to work really well on borosilicate glass. It works on soft glass really well too. And I was able to go through couple of different brands and companies to find the one that I really liked. But this stuff is really good. It's got a high durability to it. You can touch the gold and it doesn't flake off super easy. And what I did is I took the original drawing and I put it into Photoshop and I traced around all the little detail elements that I wanted to have in gold. And then I cut those out on a vinyl plotter. I use a Cameo Silhouette. It's similar to like a Cricut. It's just got a little blade that moves around with the program so that it can cut out the stencils in the vinyl stickers really, really accurately. I apply those stickers onto here and then I sandblast through those stencil reliefs. And that gives me a little bit of a depth, an etching, and kind of a shelf to paint that gold luster in and have it come up against a ridged wall. And that's how you get these really nice defined areas of the gold luster application. It really gave good detail in the actual blade and those little tiny thin lines. Around the top of the axe here, there's quite a bit of detailed points on the original piece or the original game axe. So I tried to replicate that as best as I could, did a little bit of relief sandblasting, and then ended up painting the whole thing gold to just make sure that it wrapped up with the color that I really wanted to have there. We've got a couple of opals on here to represent the diamonds or the little sparkly bits that are on the axe in the God of War game. There's a square one and a triangle one. I don't know what those mean. I haven't played the game yet, but I used to play God of War back in the day, and it's a super fun game. So I was really, really excited to get the opportunity to put this together. And yeah, just wanted to kind of talk about it, share you guys the process that I used and kind of how that went down. Of course, if you guys have any questions or anything, feel free to leave me a comment, send me a DM. I'm happy to go through and answer questions. I'm pretty much an open book with my techniques and my resources and stuff, so I'll try to share anything or any knowledge that I know. And yeah, if you're seeing a short of this on Instagram or something like that, head over to my YouTube and watch the full-length version, and it'll give you a better rundown of exactly how I built this piece and what all the fun little details are. So if you're interested in custom orders like this, definitely send me a message and we can talk about ideas and work back and forth. I do like to take a deposit before I start to get into any major designing and stuff like that. But usually if there's a fun idea that I like, I will drop a sketch or a blueprint real quick, send it to you, and we can kind of go back and forth on if it's even possible. Yeah, thanks for watching. Thanks for checking it out. I really appreciate you guys listening to me talk about it. I love talking about it, and I can't wait to show you the next one.